For step 23, attaching the receiver switch, this is a bit different in that there's now going to be an on-off switch that is set up above the gearbox in between the body and the wing when it's complete, so it'll be there for easy access. And you can see that it's going to be hidden behind a rubber boot, which totally makes sense because it is going to get dirt and grime. So here are all of the screws and washers that we need. And of course we had to cut off this piece off the parts tree, which is our bracket that we're going to add the switch to. And you can see the direction of how that switch is going to go into the rubber boot and then into that piece right there. And then of course we're going to screw it on with the 4 screws. So I'll set this up and let's put the switch into place. So first off, we're going to need to get that plate off. And we've done this before. And it's interesting, in most kits you actually do have to take this off. So I sometimes wonder why on the Tamiya speed controllers, why they even have it on there in the first place. Sometimes I'll think, oh, well, it's because it says on off, so they want to make sure that you know which direction's what. But if I'm not mistaken, when we take this off, it's going to have an off or an on etched into the plastic, meaning there's not much point in having that there. But we'll see. There's one. There's the other. And what do you know? Notice it still has an on. So it actually isn't going to matter. We need to move that out of the way. And so I will move that over there. And this, you can see how the boot is going to go. You need to be able to push it down over it. Come on. There. So that cable is being bent back a bit so that it can be on. And then we're going to take our bracket, and so same idea, that's got to be facing that way, although I'm not entirely sure it would really matter. I'm going to put that in. So now that we've got the switch into the plate, we're going to need to grab our little BB5 screws and grab one of the washers. And screw this into the switch. Same again, grab the screw, grab a washer. Into the hole. And again with this, I wouldn't over tighten because you're going into the rubber boot, so the screw is just going to keep pulling and pulling and pulling, but definitely make sure it's in enough that the boot is on solid. There we go. So we've got our switch in place, ready to go. So now let's screw this into our gearbox. So you can see we were working on it this way. Now we're going to turn this around, and this is going to fit. And you can see the back of the gearbox. That is now going to sit on top like that. And it's going to be held on by the 4 BA5 screws. So let's put this together. And again, what I'll do is we'll just screw this in semi-temporarily so I can get all of them on correctly. Just want to make sure that everything is fitting together okay first. Everything's fine, so I'm just going to screw these all the way down now. And again, this piece is soft plastic, so just be careful not to over tighten. Otherwise you're going to end up stripping something. Okay, but there we go. There is our switch plate in place. The switch is actually pointing backwards, which makes sense so that the dirt's not going directly towards the switch. So there it is. So that is the end of step 23. We're finished that. So now we're going to prepare the chassis for attaching the gearbox.